Welcome back to Narrations. Tonight's story is a little different, lighter, funnier, and unexpectedly heartwarming. It's about friendship, second chances, bravery, and rewriting the things everyone believes can't be changed. This is Free Birds, 2013, the story of two unlikely heroes trying to save Thanksgiving, one turkey at a time. Our story begins on a peaceful farm in the countryside, where hundreds of plump turkeys waddle through the grass believing one big lie, that they're living at the center of a grand turkey paradise, and that the farmer lovingly provides them everything they need. But one turkey sees the truth. Reggie, scrawny, sarcastic, and brilliant, has always known that something feels wrong. While everyone else blindly follows the farmer's routine, Reggie wonders why turkeys disappear every November, never to return. He opens barn doors, peeks behind the fences, and watches the farmer's truck with dread. Reggie is the outsider. The odd one. The turkey that reads signs others ignore. Every turkey on the farm mocks him. Except the little ones, who stare at him wide-eyed because Reggie knows things. He knows the truth behind Thanksgiving: turkeys aren't guests. They're dinner. He tries to warn them. No one is coming to take us to paradise. They're taking us to the oven. But the flock laughs him off. One afternoon, everything changes. A presidential helicopter arrives, out of nowhere, causing feathers to fly and the turkeys to panic. Secret Service agents step out with stern faces and announce that the president's daughter wants one turkey. Just one. For a pardon. For Thanksgiving tradition. And she picks Reggie. Suddenly, the turkey no one believed becomes the one chosen to live. Reggie is whisked away in style, strapped into a luxurious helicopter seat, fed pizza, and taken straight to Camp David, where he enjoys the life of royalty. Fluffy slippers. Television remote. Endless pizzas on silver platters. Comfort beyond imagination. For the first time in his life, Reggie is safe. Comfortable. Not hunted. Not ignored. Not mocked. And at Camp David, with nothing to do except nap and order more snacks, Reggie sinks into a blissful, lazy paradise. He has no one to answer to, no responsibilities, and absolutely no desire to return to the farm. Until someone literally crashes into his peaceful life. His name is Jake, muscular, dramatic, endlessly enthusiastic, and convinced he is on a world-saving mission. He bursts into Reggie's room, panting, feathers frazzled, eyes wild. Reggie! You're the one chosen! You're the turkey from my vision! Reggie blinks slowly. Buddy, you're blocking the TV. But Jake is unstoppable. He introduces himself as the founder, and only member, of the Turkey Freedom Front, a self-appointed warrior determined to stop turkeys from ever becoming Thanksgiving dinner again. Jake grabs Reggie by the wings and declares that the great turkey has spoken to him, a mystical figure who gave him a purpose. Find Reggie. Time travel. Fix Thanksgiving. Reggie stares at him, unimpressed. You need a doctor. Jake smiles. No. I need you. Before Reggie can escape, Jake kidnaps him, badly, loudly, and with lots of screaming, dragging the poor turkey through bushes, fences, and secret tunnels built entirely out of desperation and imagination. They arrive at a hidden military lab, Quantum Leap, a classified time travel facility run by government scientists trying to crack the secrets of the universe. Inside is the machine Jake has been raving about, S.T.E.V.E. A giant, talking, egg-shaped time travel pod with an attitude, glowing lights, and enough sarcasm to rival Reggie's. S.T.E.V.E. announces, Time travel protocol activated. Hold on to your tail feathers. Jake beams with pride. Reggie screams in terror. And with a burst of light, the three are hurled backward through time, all the way to 1621, the first Thanksgiving. They tumble out of the portal into a forest brimming with danger, muskets, traps, hunters, and settlers preparing for a feast. For turkeys in this era, survival is nearly impossible. Reggie freaks out. Jake celebrates like he's arrived at Disneyland. S.T.E.V.E. gives unhelpful commentary. Within minutes, they're chased through the woods by hunters, the same hunters who will soon supply the first Thanksgiving table. Reggie stumbles. Jake punches through obstacles. And just when everything seems hopeless, turkeys appear. Not farm turkeys. Not modern turkeys. Wild turkeys. Fast, skilled, intelligent, organized, living in elaborate underground tribes and defending themselves with tactics Reggie never imagined. Leading them is Jenny, fierce, graceful, and brilliant, the chief's daughter. Her eyes are sharp, her wings strong, and her voice steady with leadership. She looks at Reggie and Jake with suspicion. "You're not from here." Jake puffs up proudly. "We're from the future." Jenny raises an eyebrow. Reggie groans. "He means we're visiting." The wild turkeys take them underground, into tunnels glowing with firelight, filled with families, elders, warriors, and an entire hidden civilization. Reggie is stunned by the beauty, the competence, the community. These turkeys have a life. A purpose. A culture. And they're all terrified. Because the settlers are hunting them relentlessly. Jenny's father, the chief, explains that they are running out of time. Their numbers are shrinking. Their home is burning. Soon, there may be no turkeys left. For the first time, Reggie sees a purpose bigger than himself. A chance to change history. A chance to save them all. But Jake jumps ahead, announcing to the entire tribe, "Fear not, turkeys! We come from the future. To stop Thanksgiving!" The entire room gasps. Reggie face-bombs. Jenny narrows her eyes. Saving Thanksgiving won't be easy. It will take plans, courage, and more than a little chaos. And as Reggie begins to fall quietly, unexpectedly in love with Jenny, and Jake begins preparing for war. Reggie and Jake had traveled back to 1621 and discovered a hidden tribe of wild turkeys, brave, intelligent, and on the verge of being wiped out by settlers preparing for the first Thanksgiving feast. What begins as a silly adventure is about to turn into a mission of heart, sacrifice, and the chance to rewrite history. Deep in the underground turkey colony, Jenny, the chief's daughter, explains the crisis with calm determination. They are outnumbered. Outmatched. And every day, hunters draw closer. Jake, puffing his feathers proudly, insists he and Reggie will save them all. Reggie, meanwhile, just tries not to embarrass himself in front of Jenny, a task he fails at within minutes. His nervous rambling makes her laugh though, and that small smile begins to melt Reggie's cynical heart. But there's no time for romance. The settlers launch a fresh wave of hunting parties, driving the turkeys deeper underground. The tribe gathers for an emergency council, torches flickering, shadows dancing across their faces. Tension fills the cavern. Jake announces a bold plan. "We fight back!" Gasps echo through the crowd. Turkeys fighting humans? Impossible. Ridiculous. Reggie quietly raises a wing. "Could we maybe run instead?" The turkeys groan. Jenny turns to him. "We don't run. We survive. There's a difference." Reggie feels a tiny spark of courage ignite. The next morning, as leaves swirl across the forest floor, Reggie watches Jake train the wild turkeys. It's chaotic, turkeys crashing into trees, falling out of slingshots, and rolling down hills, but Jake is relentless. "Again!" he yells. "We're making history!" Reggie tries helping the little turkeys craft smoke signals, decoys, and traps. He's terrible at all of it, until Jenny gently shows him how. Slowly, Reggie discovers he has strengths the tribe needs: strategy, quick thinking, and a knack for taking chaos and turning it into ideas. The first big operation begins at sunrise. A small troop of turkeys distracts the hunters while Jake leads an attack from behind. Turkeys launch themselves using makeshift catapults, knocking muskets aside. Reggie signals the younger birds to create diversions in the bushes. For a moment, it works. The settlers stumble. Turkeys cheer. Hope sparks. But when the chief arrives to lead his warriors to safety, a misstep causes an explosion, and he is caught in the blast, sacrificing himself to save the others. The tribe falls into silence. Jenny crumbles inside. Her father, their leader, is gone. Reggie steps forward, gently placing a wing on her shoulder. Jenny lifts her chin, whispering, "We continue. We honor him by living." She's named the new chief. The tribe bows in respect. But the settlers are closer than ever. That night, Jenny confides in Reggie. "I can save the tribe, but I can't do it alone." Reggie swallows his fear, realizing he must step up, not just for her, not just for Jake, but for every turkey past and future. Meanwhile, Jake wanders into the woods alone, angry and grieving. He calls out to the great turkey, the mythical figure he believes sent him on this mission. Reggie follows him, but instead of a mystical spirit appearing, they discover something unexpected. S.T.E.V.E. The time travel pod crashes through the trees, glowing and humming. The great turkey wasn't a myth. It was S.T.E.V.E., glitching, malfunctioning, and projecting holograms that Jake misinterpreted as destiny. Reggie bursts out laughing. Jake is devastated. "My whole mission, my whole purpose." Reggie puts a wing on his shoulder. "You still have purpose. We're here. We're saving them. That's real." Jake lifts his head, hope returning. A new plan forms, smart, daring, and completely insane. They will use S.T.E.V.E. to steal all the settlers' food. Not the turkeys, every pantry, every kitchen, every cabin. Thanksgiving without turkey? Perfect. Before sunrise, they begin. Jake leads a distraction. Jenny organizes the warriors. And Reggie sneaks into the settlers' camp with the stealth of a feathered ninja. One by one, he snatches sacks of corn, vegetables, bread, pies, entire baskets of food dragged away by teams of turkeys. S.T.E.V.E. teleports loads of food into glowing portals, dumping them far from town. By midday, the settlers are furious, not one crumb left for their feast. Captain Standish, their ruthless leader, orders an all-out attack on the turkeys. And chaos erupts in the forest. Turkeys scatter. Hunters chase with muskets raised. Jake and Jenny fight to hold the line. Reggie, fleeing through the woods, trips into S.T.E.V.E., who accidentally sends him blasting forward in time, back to the present day. Reggie wakes up in his old life at Camp David, pizza everywhere, TV remote in hand. He looks around. He's safe. But he's also alone. He sees Jake and Jenny in his mind, fighting, risking, losing, surviving. And something inside him breaks open. For the first time in his life, Reggie chooses courage over comfort. He turns to S.T.E.V.E. "Take me back." The pod whirs, glows, and hurls him back into 1621. He crashes through the sky, feathers everywhere, landing right in the middle of the battlefield. He stands tall, wings shaking, fear pounding in his chest. "I'm back!" he shouts. "No one touched my flock!" Reggie takes command with a confidence he didn't know he had. He rallies the turkeys, leads formations, signals attacks, and plans diversions on the fly. Jenny beams with pride. The nervous turkey she once teased is now their bravest leader. Jake tackles Captain Standish, halting the hunters long enough for the turkeys to escape. Together, bruised, exhausted, and united, the turkeys defeat the settlers in a victory that changes history. But one final twist remains. The settlers gather to discuss their empty feast tables. No turkeys. Nothing left. A wild turkey, wearing a chef's hat stolen from the camp, waddles forward with a tray of steaming pizza, courtesy of Reggie's time machine deliveries. The settlers stare, sniff, taste, and they love it. Thanksgiving changes that day. No turkey. Just pizza. All because two unlikely heroes rewrote the past. Back in the turkey colony, Reggie and Jenny walk side by side. Jake stands tall, proudly proclaiming that the Turkey Freedom Front is now a real movement, with members. Dozens of them. Turkeys celebrate. Families cling to one another. History feels safer, warmer, kinder. Reggie looks out at the tribe, his tribe, and realizes he's found something he never thought possible: a purpose, a family, and someone he truly cares for. The movie ends with Reggie and Jake returning to the present, only to be greeted by humans and turkeys sharing pizza instead of turkey, a bright, silly, heartfelt future they helped create. Because in the end, Free Birds isn't just a comedy about time-traveling turkeys. It's a reminder that courage comes in all shapes and sizes, sometimes with feathers, sometimes with fear, but always with heart. If you enjoyed this narration, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Narrations, where stories are told with warmth, humor, and heart.